Hi guys, how are you? I told you I would do my homework and get back to you, so that's what I'm doing. It is a scorcher here today. Holy mackerel, it's hot. Let me adjust this a little bit if I can so I don't look like a floating head. Alright, that might be better. Okay, some of these are going to be not just things that you gain, but also some things that you lose. It's going to be kind of a combination of the two when you're dealing with someone who is a narcissist, and God knows I have a ton of experience with that. I wish I didn't. This is not a club that you want to be a part of. Unfortunately, a lot of us are still a part of this club. So, you are going to experience, I mentioned this in my previous video, you're going to experience celibacy. There's a strong possibility. I remember recently somebody on YouTube said they have a low sex drive with you but a high sex drive with someone else. There's a strong possibility that that's what's going to happen, because that's very common with narcs. Okay? They feel entitled. So it doesn't matter if you just had a baby. It doesn't matter if you're married. None of that is relevant if the narc is a narc, because they feel like I should get everything that I want. So if I want that piece over there, I'm going for it. Okay? Because I'm entitled. A lack of funds. You know, there's a relative from my family. We won't say who the relative is. My eyes are watering today, so bear with me. And I'm sitting right under the fan because it's so hot. It is so freaking hot. Okay, so sorry about that. But anyway, there's a relative that I know that's married, and he's never going to be faithful. That's just not who he is. And yes, he is a king-size narcissist. He lost his house because it got foreclosed on because he was giving money to his women. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, celibacy, a lack of funds. I just don't have it. They cut back my hours at work. I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have it. But ironically and miraculously, they have it all of a sudden when it's something that they want to do, which I've also mentioned in prior videos. Any way that they can dominate you, that's what they're going to do. Whether it's with the money, the cold shoulder, attitude, infidelity, keeping you on your P's and Q's, celibacy. I'm just not in the mood. I have a headache. I have a headache. I have a headache. I have a headache. Okay, what? So, any way to dominate somebody else and keep them in a very uncomfortable position is what they're going to go for. Verbal and or physical abuse, that's common. Especially when you do not comply, especially when you do not obey them. I guess they don't understand that we are not your kid, you know? I'm not your kid, so I don't have to comply, okay? You got that? I don't have to comply, and nobody else has to comply to another grown-up. Now, there are caveats to that, and what I mean by that is, if you're out of control, and you want to pummel somebody and your partner's like, you can't do that, you'll go to jail. No. They have a right to intervene and tell you, grab you up, which has happened to me in the past when I was in my 20s. The person I was with at the time physically restrained me because I was about to hurt somebody. So sometimes that person has to intervene when you're out of control. But on a normal day-to-day basis, they don't have to obey you. I don't know where they get off with that, but yeah, you're going to do it my way, or I'm going to make your life a living hell, or I'm going to give you the cold shoulder, or whatever it is that I'm going to do to you to make you uncomfortable. Health problems, losing your health, I mentioned that in the other video. I've had 2 surgeries, like I said, almost back to back within a span of 5-6 years, whatever the time frame is, and I'm not a sick person. I might get the flu once every 2 years or something, and my body was just jacked up. And I know for sure that it was stress related. Your sanity is being questioned, which is called gaslighting. Love bombing, you're going to deal with love bombing in the beginning. The person you meet, that's not who they are, sweetie. That's not who they freaking are. They're salespeople, and they will promote this salesman personality, and that's not who they are. And by the time you find out, it's just a disastrous situation. And they love when you develop feelings for them, because then they really feel like, I've got you under control. You love me? Good, I own you now. They don't say that necessarily, but their behavior makes it crystal clear. Isolation from friends and family. So they can have a free pass to treat you like crap with no outside influence. They don't want you to have friends, because your friends will sit you down and say, let me school you real quick. You don't have to deal with that crap. You don't have to put up with that. Him or her, because narcs come in whatever gender. Gender is irrelevant. I know a lot of times we talk about men being narcissistic, but women can be just as scathing with their hate and their nasty personality and their getting pregnant on purpose to manipulate you. Oops, my bad. Here comes another kid. Oops, my bad. Even telling the man, I can't get pregnant. Doctor said I can't get pregnant. And in the meanwhile, she's plotting to get pregnant. So, I mean, manipulation is not gender specific. Okay? And the last thing they want, I can't talk. The last thing they want is for you to have somebody sit you down and say, let me tell you something. What you're going through right now, that's uncalled for. You don't talk to people like that. People that you supposedly love, you don't talk to, you don't talk to people like that. They don't want that. So they're going to isolate you from everybody. Or try to. Your ex-partner can turn your children away from you, even saying you touch the kids inappropriately. I know that women are notorious for doing that. Men, if that happens to you, make sure you document everything. Make sure you document everything. Record whatever you can record and use it as ammunition when you go to court, because these people are something else. Whatever it takes to win in court, that's what they're going to do. And if they have to have some scathing but unrealistic accusations, that's okay. If they can get the court to fall for their crap, that's what they're going to do. And some judges, no offense to the legal system, but some judges don't get it. So the minute the woman turns on tears or does the hysterical, he favors her, because surely she has to be telling the truth because she's crying. Come on, dude. Or lady. Come on. I mean, you could be school smart and book smart, but you gotta, if you're in a profession where you're dealing with constant liars and you don't know how to differentiate between who's telling the truth and who's not, then it's time to exit the field. Because normally people who work, especially in law enforcement, they start to read people like a book. They can read very, very subtle body cues, and they're used to they're used to that. And they could tell when you're lying and when it's genuine. They're not dumb. So if you lose the ability to tell what's real and what's not, you're easily influenced. It's time for you to exit the field. Privacy. You'll lose your privacy. Stalking you when it's over and trying to hoover you back in. That is a terminology called hoovering. Like a vacuum, they're trying to suck you back in. Baby, I love you. I'm so sorry. Here's some chocolates. Here's that diamond bracelet you wanted. I don't know why I've been acting like that. I guess I've been stressed at work. I'm never going to do that again. I promise you, I'm never going to do it again. Right. Let's see. They take your self-esteem. Try to take your self-esteem. They zero in on your weaknesses so they can use them as a weapon against you later. Everybody has weaknesses, except me. I'm kidding. We all have weaknesses, okay? And people who are narcissistic are constantly looking for people's weaknesses so that they can beat them over the head with them later, and play with their emotions as a result, okay? Let's see. Perpetual punishment. Everything, if I could read my own writing, everything you enjoy will be taken away, like money, sex, attention, date night, or whatever it is that maybe they'll cancel the vacation. You know why? Because that's going to be devastating to you. You need that vacation. You've been burnt out at your job. This person told you, I got the tickets. We're set. All you have to do is make the arrangements with your job to have the time off. Next thing you know, you find out that that person did not buy tickets and you're not going on vacation. That was smoke and mirrors. The devastation, I'm not kidding. There's no limit to the amount. Do you hear what let me repeat that. There's no limit to the amount of devastation that they're going to do. No limit. Absolutely none. And if it's going to be a karate kick to your gut, boom, they're going to do it. That hasn't been done to me, and I hope it's never done to me, but I don't underestimate what people are capable of. I've seen them at their worst. More often than not, that person or the people on their side, they're not, okay, I can't even read my own writing. Let me figure this out. Okay, so their people are going to be on their side 9 times out of 10. My eyes are watering, so I am not crying. It's just an issue. And like I said, I'm sitting by the fan. It's so hot. And I think I have allergies too, so it's just a lot of fun. But anyway, their people, their friends, their family are 9 times out of 10 going to be on their side. My ex's relative, and I'm not going to say who that relative is, but the relative, when I told her that he was being domineering with a certain thing, she said, well, you should have known that. Was I raised with him? No, I wasn't. So how the hell can I know him like you know him if you were raised with him so you know him like the back of your hand? Because the person I knew for 2 years was a big fat phony, but I didn't know that. And I might be good at some things, but I'm not good enough to know who you are before I met you. They're called flying monkeys. So if you need to research that, those are the people that are on the narcissist side because they are snowed over by the narcissist and they've not seen the narc at their worst. So they always see the salesperson personality. Hi, how are you? So glad you came to the store today. What can I get ya? You know, that's what they see. They don't see the monster behind closed doors. Yeah, so that's what I have for you for now. I will try to, good God, I'm crying. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna leave you with this story and then I'm gonna sign off. But there was a guy who recently I watched this crime story. It is a true story. It's a true documentary. When he met her, and in this case the narc was a man. I'm not picking on men, but a lot of narcissists happen to be males, although, like I said, there's women narcissists too, and in a lot of cases women can be even more sneaky and manipulative and cutthroat than a man, because while you're sleeping she's thinking and plotting and planning, and she'll hit you in your weak spot. Your weak spot, if you're a man, a lot of times it's sex. She'll hit you there and get pregnant by you, or get pregnant by somebody else and tell you it's yours. And it's just a mess. But anyway, so this guy had met this young lady, and when he met her, when they started dating, he was the, hey, how are you? You've got a pretty smile. You do. No, seriously, you do. I think you're amazing. I really do. I admire you, and I think you're amazing. You're beautiful. Oh my God, you're beautiful. He went from that personality to 1000% Satan. It's difficult for me to watch it, but it's even more difficult to repeat what happened. Like, I saw what happened, but to even say it is just, there's no words. He went from, hey, we should get together. You want to get married? You know, after they've been dating, you want to get married? I can't live if I'm not with you. You know, I have to have you. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. They got married. They had 3 sons. And he started, over a span of I don't know how many years, over a span of X amount of years, he started to change. Well, no, let me change that. No. he didn't start to change. He started to reveal who he really was, that he was suppressing and hiding. He became who he really is. And he started having physical confrontations with her sons because now they're older and they can, I don't want to say defy you, but they can, you know, resist what you're saying, or, hey, don't put your hands on my mom. Don't put your freaking hands on my mom. You know, and it when they're little and they can be controlled, the narc is okay with that. But when they get older and they start to resist you, there's a problem. He started putting his hands on the boys. He started, you know, screaming and yelling at her. He took a dog, stuffed animal, and he made a noose and he hung it from the ceiling or from the light fixture. And she said, "Why did you do that? Why would you do something like that?" And he was like this. And he had no response. Anyway, it escalated to the point where she had gotten angry with him when they got into he got into a physical confrontation with his son. She got very angry. She jumped in mother bear mode and she said, "You put your hands on my kids again, I'll kill you. I will kill you." So he made a mental note of that. He put that in his mental Rolodex. Long story short, he shot and killed all 3 of those boys. And when she came home, the house was way too quiet and she found all 3 of them. And it was graphic. I'm not going to go in details, but it was very graphic. And that's what she came home to. She had reported him to the police before when he was in the room with the door shut chanting and just talking gibberish. And the cops were like, there's nothing we could do. Unless he tries to hurt someone or worse, there's nothing else we could do. Well, if someone's in the room, come here, baby. If someone's in the room, come here, sugar. I'm talking to my son, sorry. If someone is chanting in a room, there could be something wrong with them, right? But unless you do something the person does something really, really, really drastic, like takes off their clothes and lays down butt naked in the middle of a busy street or something, then they'll probably take you in for a 72-hour hold to a psych facility. But unless you do something drastic, unfortunately, the system is set up to where they kind of wait for you to do something drastic, and something drastic occurred. It eventually ended up twisting in a different direction. Eventually down the line, she met another guy. He had 3 sons. Ironically, he had 3 sons, and she became a mom to those 3 boys. So that's like a miracle. That's emotional. You know, life has so many funny twists and turns. If you have any questions, by all means, reach out to me. Subscribers, I appreciate you more than you know. And I'm not doing the salesman personality. This is who I really am. Thank you for watching, viewers. If you're not subscribed, why not? Join the family. Blah, blah. Can I learn to get hooked on phonics or what? Hit the bell icon and you'll be notified when new videos come out, okay? If you are in a situation like this with a nasty, evil person, get out. Please get out. Out of embarrassment and shame, you don't want to tell anybody. Your friends and family know more than you realize. So you're not really keeping a secret. 9 times out of 10, they know how to read you, and they know when you're acting different. They know when something's wrong with you. They can read you like a book. They've known you all their lives. So you're not really hiding things from them. They know something's not right. So tell them. Tell them before it's too late. And I don't want this person to do something drastic to you or your children. I love you guys. Take care. Be safe. Don't text and drive. Love you. Bye-bye.